Sorry. So, I woke up, and sit down and I'm checking Facebook, and I'm, making sure I've got things scheduled out. And sitting here and I'm like, man, I've got an hour left. What am I going to do? I could sleep if I really wanted to. But I remembered that I had a dream. A really kind of messed up dream. Me and several others. Honestly couldn't tell you who was there. I don't recollect it. But holy crap. We were all taken to this like remote location. On an island. We were boated in, but I more remember excuse me. I more remember being in some sort of a bus with the other people. And for some reason we were going over what we were going to be doing while we're there. It was daytime at the time. And I was given one of the tools of holding onto the camera. On the camera were certain photos of certain locations on the island or inside the structure where we will like be in or at, right? And it was creepy because like the first picture was where everybody was supposed to meet up. It was the returning point, kind of like a checkpoint, and it was something that you go out off the dock, you turn right, and then through this archway or whatever is like a structure, and you're gonna walk out, and it's gonna be like this deck, but it's a circular deck, and then down in the middle is where you're supposed to be. I don't remember how you get down there, but there's like a door or something that you're supposed to get in down there, and it's all wood. It's all wood. Looks really old, and obviously we would get there and you'd go inside. The second thing on the, or hint on the camera excuse me, tired as fuck. The second thing on the camera was a video, and it was strange how the video was actually portrayed, because in this structure it was like a house, or to me it was like a freaking dungeon with booby traps and the like, but it was like up in like the center corner of the stairway in the structure, and it was panning down, and you could like on the left it was upstairs, and on the right you could see down the stairs, and there's a kid right there, and the camera's kind of like panning back and forth. I have no idea how they would have done that with just the camera, unless they videotaped it and then put that recording on the camera. Anyway, so you see the kid, and it just like looks up, and it's you know how you get that glowy eye kind of effect from like cats or something, or dogs, or I think any kind of eye. Well, that's what it was, and the kid just stopped. It just stopped and just looked, stared, and then further down was a second kid. They were twins, okay, and they moved very fast. They disappeared or reappeared, and they both kind of like blinked in and out, and then were like standing, like kind of looking up at the camera. Really freaky. and they were drinking something. And to me, it looked like pink lemonade. Don't ask me why, because I'm going to tell you kind of why I think later. Well, obviously it was what it was later. But anyways, there were no more clues after that, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, there was also like a marsh before even getting to that structure. We had to like find our way, and it was like, you know, it was kind of weird because it was like day, and then once you passed through the archway or whatever, it was like marsh, and it was like foggy. I don't know. Anyways, once we got inside, got to the point where we were at these ghosts, and you know, before all this, I was like, you know what? If none of you are gonna stick together, I was like, then you need to leave or do something. And there's some people who left before we even started. Oh, excuse me. And so, yeah, freaking A, because we got to the point where we got to the ghosts, and the only thing that would please the kids was pink lemonade. Very strange, because they wouldn't tell you anything about the labyrinth that you're in, unless they were pleased. And so we gave them pink lemonade. Don't ask me how we got it. I think it was some sort of like powder mix, you know, something, you know, whatever. But the moment we gave it to them, okay, so we came down, and we went down to the third or whatever level, and we had like flashlights, and someone panned over this humongous dog. Like, it was like a wolf type dog, and it was crazy big. It was literally probably like the size of this bed, if not bigger, including the tail or whatever. And so somebody panned over it, and then just you know, stopped flashing the light at it, because we were like, holy shit, and we ran up the stairs. But the kids were like, don't make noise, don't make noise. And so we stopped making noise. We stopped, but then the dog was coming out to the stairwell at the bottom and was looking up, but he couldn't see in the dark. And so I ran all the way up, and I didn't realize that there was 2 dogs. I think there was 2 dogs. It might have been 3. I'm pretty sure it was 2 dogs. And frickin' A, I got up to the top, and everybody else was kind of like right there, going up the stairwell, and I made a distraction. I was like, hey, right here! And so the dogs were jumping like crazy high, and so they jumped like up at the stairwell, and then jumped back over towards me, which is the overlook at the down, and then down again. It was like looking up, right up at me. And so they were trying to get at me, basically, without going up the stairwell. And I said, go, 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 go to the next door. And so everybody was like, everybody went down. And as they jumped, they realized they couldn't get up that high. So everybody past them went through the doorway. And then the dogs jumped, they went down, and they jumped all the way up. They started just striking all the way up the stairwell. And then I jumped off down and then ran to the door. When we shut the door had like, we barely shut it, for Pete's sakes. And then it was kind of like, it had holes and stuff, but then you could see the contraption lock through those holes. It was like a big ass like rod that just went, you know, with a couple other ones that just went through the door and locked it. and you could see that in the center there was like a hole, and there was like really sharp edges, so the dogs wouldn't like poke their nose through. And I turned around and I went straight, and someone stepped on I think I stepped on it, but I immediately like jumped off of it. But because I knew what it was the moment I looked at it, it was like two flat kind of circles that were on a contraption that it was like blades. It was a blade. The whole thing was a blade, but it was two circular blades. And it was like, you could see the edges, they were real sharp, and the rest was like black, or like yellowish black, or black and yellow. And so they were placed over each other, but there's holes on the tips. So it was like, it kind of went over like this, and someone stepped through that hole by accident, because it was dark, we couldn't see. So someone stepped through that, and it just went shing. Somebody lost their leg. And then they fell, but they put their hand back, and so their hand got chopped off at the same time. It was like shing, shing. And I was just like, damn. And so when I accidentally stepped on it, I stepped on the actual flat part of it that wasn't part of the circle, because it was a real small circle, to be honest. Not to like make fun of the person who lost limbs or whatever, but yeah, freaking A. I didn't get cut. And then it was also weird too, because the person who lost their limbs picked them up and reattached them somehow, like a freaking gecko or whatever the hell does that. But and then they had a key, and so they were just going through, just basically cutting through this labyrinth, and it was multiple doors, almost countless doors. And I almost was like, should we just trust this person? Because what if they're leading us? Fuck. I was like, what if they're leading us to, a more dangerous location within this labyrinth? And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna ask. That's what I did. And that's when I woke up. Freaking creepy. I haven't had a dream like that since I was like a kid. I used to have dreams where it was more or less like a labyrinth or some sort of ride, roller coaster ride, or where you had to run from something. It's kind of interesting too, because I've had dreams where I was running from death, from the actual Grim Reaper. Demons, zombies. I remember having a dream where my whole family was actually being attacked by ants, killer ants. It was black, everything was covered. Was it dogs? I think it was a saber-toothed tiger that was actually jumping up to our second story floor balcony. Which, again, stupid ass cat, because the fucking stairs were right there. Anyways, but yeah, saber-toothed tiger jumping up and clawing, and breaking the balcony, trying to get to us. So yeah, creepy stuff. I'll say I have dreams like that all the time, but today was a very strange one, to say the least. Wow. I'm about to check myself. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, let me know if y'all had some dreams last night. Some creepy, weird dreams. In any case, hope your guys' day goes well. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful, warm day today. I'm going to have to find a pool or something. In any case, ciao, sir.